Introducing Oakley Meta Vanguard, the new performance AI glasses designed for athletes. With hands-free capture on an action-ready ultra-wide camera, powerful open-ear speakers, and built-in Meta AI that syncs with your Garmin devices for real-time insights while you train. Take your performance to the next level with Oakley Meta Vanguard. Athletic intelligence is here. Learn more on meta.com.
Hi, I'm here to pick up my son Milo. There's no Milo here.
Who picked up my son from school?
Streaming only on Peacock.
I'm gonna need the name of everyone that could have a connection.
You don't understand. It was just the 5 of us.
So this was all planned.
What are you gonna do? I will do whatever it takes to get my son back.
I honestly didn't see this coming. These nice people killing each other.
All Her Fault. A new series streaming now only on Peacock.
Thursday Night Football is on, and it's only on Prime Video.
That is unbelievable.
This week, the Bills stampede into Houston to meet the Texans in a showdown under the lights.
Are you kidding me with this catch?
Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with football's best party. TNF Tonight, presented by Verizon. Not a Prime member? Not a problem. Simply sign up for a 30-day free trial. It's the Bills and the Texans, Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Prime Video. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
In Walmart's Hoonuville, everyone ready their cart. Amazing Black Friday deals are about to start. Online and in the app, such great deals to explore. Everything you love from tech, toys, and more. The days to save and the ones to remember. It's only the 25th to the 30th of November. Set your alarms. Don't miss out. These deals are epic, without a doubt. The Who's are all ready, but are you? Walmart Black Friday deals await. Who knew?
Welcome back, everyone, to the Skating Penguin Network. Everyone, it is Robbie here on the evening of November 17th. We are roughly a little past halfway through the month of November, approaching Thanksgiving here in about 10, 11 days. And we are back for the first time in a while to talk some Penguins hockey. The Penguins, of course, just recently over in Sweden for a pair of games with the NHL Global Series with the Nashville Predators. But before we dive into the contest, on the other end of the line is Snail out west. Snail, it's been a little while, so how are things out there in your neck of the woods?
How are things out here? Things are good. I can't really complain. I've been spending a little bit of time downtown, deep in the city of Seattle, working, which, it's amazing the amount of time you spend commuting. Robbie, I don't know what things are like out east in Jonestown or Johnstown. You're not from Jonestown. I always say that. You're from Johnstown. But yeah, I got to commute 11.8 miles, basically 12 miles. And, on any given evening, it could take anywhere from, an hour and 15 minutes to get that far, and you're going 13 miles an hour on the freeway, we discussed this a few episodes ago. We don't have turnpikes out here. We do have freeways, though.
Yeah.
13 miles an hour, maybe 15 miles an hour on a parking lot of a freeway. Or, sometimes it takes just 26 minutes just to get kind of to the general area. So, dealing with traffic in Seattle, and people always say, you got to go maybe an hour later than usual to beat the rush. It doesn't matter what time. There's always going to be some sort of anomaly, some sort of traffic issue. Man, so that's kind of what I've been dealing with. Fortunately, that job is now finished.
That's positive.
My cat just knocked so much shit off my fucking shelf. It's fine. Jesus Christ. Anyways. So yeah, I'll be dealing with that now. I just got back from the city today and making dinner, and now I'll have to pick up all this shit that he just knocked off my shelf. So thanks, Ruben. Other than that, though, dude, Mariners re-signed Josh Naylor. Pretty big move for Seattle. That's a dub for us, man. Old Stanton never really opens his wallet, and Dipoto was being kind of deemed incompetent at times over the last couple of years, but getting Naylor's a big move. Seahawks are kind of chugging. So that's kind of what's going on out here, man. How are things out east, out Pittsburgh way?
It's winter out here.
Do you get snow?
So we've had a little bit of snow, nothing major. It's usually gone by later in the day, but we have had white on the ground twice this year already, within the past week. A little bit this morning. I wouldn't even barely call it snow. But like early last week, about a week ago, we had 2 days where it felt like winter. It definitely felt like winter. It's been chilly, but temperatures it's been like a roller coaster, and that's not great to get used to. I'd rather just do one thing and then stay like that for an extended period, because one day it's like 60 and nice, the next day it's like 35 and blustery, and not great for adapting to anything or getting ready for winter. But overall, it's been pretty nice weather for the most part. Definitely into the full fall, turning into winter season now. So it sucks that you have to drive into the city, or you did have to drive into downtown Seattle for work, because it certainly, if you're not used to it, even if you've driven it before, it would definitely be annoying to have to sit in traffic to go take an hour and a half to go what should be like a 15-20 minute drive. But I guess that's the nature of the beast. Is Seattle traffic notoriously bad, or is it just typical city traffic?
Yeah, man. And I can get riled up about this quickly. So it's, we just got that light rail, basically a train. It's not a train, but like whatever you want to call it. We call it the light rail out here. Every major city has one for transportation. It seems like we just got ours. A lot of people have been moving here, and that's great and everything, but we just don't have the infrastructure for this influx of people that have moved to Seattle for jobs. Parking, it's starting to eke into like the more of the.
We lost Snail again, but he'll be back here shortly. So in the meantime, we will just chat here. Snail was talking about living in Seattle, and how the suburbs work. But Snail is back now, so
let's try this again. This is a nightmare since hopping on here. Okay, basically, I could go on forever about this. We don't have the infrastructure out here. We don't have, it took them a while to get the express lanes figured out. So, I mean, it's just there's a lot of people here compared to even when I was growing up, and people that were, my age when I was born in the 90s, like 91, they were saying the same thing. So, it's a nightmare, man. Like, what's the worst is when you're working down in the city all day, you put in a long day, and you just want to go home. And you pull up, I don't need Google Maps, but you pull up Google Maps just to get a little idea of like, is there an accident? How long is it? And it's like, oh yeah, it's going to be an hour and 15 minutes to like touch base back home. It sucks sometimes, man, but that's the way it goes. And you know what? Sometimes you'll even get up you'll be like, oh, I'm going to get to work an hour early today to try to beat that. And you just run into the same shit. So Seattle has notoriously bad traffic. It's really unpredictable. It's not like LA traffic, I think, where you can I don't know if LA traffic ever moves. Every time I've driven in LA, it's always been it's just traffic. It's constant traffic on the freeways. Freeways are supposed to be fast. I don't think I've ever gone fast on the freeways down there. I don't know about other places in the country necessarily, but it's got a reputation up here for sure. What's it take you? What's traffic like for you? I guess you don't have to commute to like Pittsburgh for your.
No, it takes me 17 minutes to get to work. I mean, it's mostly highway. Outside of a little bit at the beginning and end, but no, it's smooth sailing. We don't have much traffic to speak of. But Pittsburgh, it depends on. There's a lot of factors that go into Pittsburgh. You have tunnels that go through mountains, and those are always just a bottleneck because people freak out and panic, and the next thing you know, you're in a a traffic slowdown because people don't know how to drive that way. You have lanes merging all the time, which can cause slowdowns. And again, our highways drive literally directly through the city. So it can definitely, it's hit or miss. If you get it at a good time, you can basically cruise right through the city to the other side with no problems. But there's times then where you hit snarls all over the place because just merging or tunnels or it can all depend on where you're at in the city, the time of day. And there are bridges going everywhere because we have rivers. It can be chaotic. It can be easy. It really all depends on what lanes are open, if there's construction, what time of day it is. It can all vary. You just hope there's no accidents that really slow stuff down. Yeah.
So before we get off this quickly, I was curious. So something that they've been doing out here, which really truly irritates me, is they think that the answer to keeping everything moving, not on freeways, but basically everywhere outside of a freeway or a highway, is they're implementing, instead of traffic lights and four-way stops, they're putting in roundabouts. Do you have roundabouts in Pittsburgh or in the surrounding areas?
They're becoming more and more popular, and everybody freaks out about them. But once you get used to them, let me tell you, it does seem to make things run a little bit smoother.
Okay. I can agree with that if you know how to use one.
There's people Robbie, that don't.
When you took your driver's test, did you go through a roundabout? You didn't. Okay, so
in my area, in my area, so given that I live like not downtown or so Western Pennsylvania, they're not popular to begin with. Now New England, up in New York, they're everywhere. That's actually the first time I ever experienced them up in there. Now they're becoming more and more prosperous, simply because, again, all the studies show that they do create less congestion. Everything moves smoother. And the thing, if you know how to drive at all, you can't go left. You just got to go right. We're not England. You got to go left or right. And there's people the one near us that opened. This is, probably 4 or 5 years ago now. The first day somebody was going left. And
going upstream.
Yeah. But again, in Europe, they're extremely popular in Europe. They're everywhere in Europe.
True.
But the first time I ever experienced one is when we were in New England. This is back when I was a kid. But there are some we have a couple of towns, the town square is a traffic circle instead of a stoplight. So I've gone through them. But as for in the middle of roads and stuff like that, as intersections, they're more popular. They're becoming more prosperous, but they're definitely not widespread like some places of the country.
So I think that they could help a lot, but I will tell you, and it's not an exaggeration. I've been in the car with people. There are plenty of people to bear witness to this. I would say out here about 99.7% of people have no idea how to use a roundabout. I can give you an example for this. They've implemented 3 in my neighborhood just in the last 5 years, replacing four-way stops. I will be coming down. I'm not even close to, because you yield, right? It's not a stop sign. You yield to oncoming traffic. It's not rocket science. I am still maybe 40 yards from even the yield sign. And I've seen cars stop dead in their tracks in the middle. This has happened multiple times.
Oh yeah,
they stop dead in their tracks, and they wave me through. And I go, buddy, you're in the spin cycle. You could have gone through twice before I even got there. Or people will be in mid roundabout, and I'm waiting patiently. I'm not, kind of nudging out. I'm cool and calm, but there are people that will stop in the middle of it and wave you through. And then that causes the person behind them to almost rear end them. And I just go, dude, I just don't know. I don't have faith in the people out here that roundabouts are a thing that it's going to take a decade for people to learn how the flow of traffic goes with them. And not only that, Robbie, but my other thing that compounds with this on why I think driving in Seattle can be really frustrating. A lot of people that live here now are from warm weather states. They've transferred up here. A lot of people from California, people from Vegas, people from Arizona. There are people that go back and forth, like from Arizona to Seattle. I don't know what it is about it, but there's an Arizona kind of Seattle connection. And these people didn't learn how to drive in the rain. So you throw a roundabout on a rainy day with people, it can be a nightmare. The freeway can be a nightmare. I saw a person with California plates in a downpour on the freeway throw on their hazard lights and just trickle at about 5 miles an hour while the downpour happened. And then I saw them half an hour up the freeway, and I go, you made it through that. You should have just pulled off and just called it quits for the day. Anyways, things can be a nightmare out here, man. But anyway, I could gripe about these little things forever, but we could switch topics and go to something that isn't a nightmare and something that is actually quite uplifting. And that's the Penguins over in Sweden.
Yeah. So the Penguins get a double dose over in Sweden. They get 2 games with the Nashville Predators, a bad Nashville Predators team. Now they have.
What are they gonna do with that team, dude?
You gotta blow it up, I think. I mean, man, what in the they're stuck with old, they're all old. They're not a young bad team. They're an old bad team.
No, the Penguins have all their young players they had. Tomasino and
I don't know what
Novak.
Yeah, Nashville is, man, they're in a bad place. I thought maybe last year could have been like a one-off. They'd bounce back.
I picked them to win the cup last year.
Yeah, that didn't work out great, did it?
No.
But no. Okay, so the Penguins have a long layoff here. They go over to Sweden. They said they got off the plane and went right to practice. I cannot imagine that was a very energetic practice.
I'd say check, please.
Yeah,
I'll see you in the sauna.
I've flown to Europe, and the last thing I wanted to do is strap on hockey equipment and go practice.
The jet lag to Europe is a special type of jet lag.
It's it's like a 10 to 12 hour flight. It's a long flight. You're sitting in, I'm sure that the plane they took was nicer than the plane that most of us would take.
Yeah.
But yeah, crazy trip over. They have a bunch of time off. And then they finally play on Friday. So it's a long time between games. And a very weird game on Friday. It felt like neither team wanted to score. I don't know if they were still sleepwalking a little bit. The Penguins finally do get on the board in the second period. Arthur Shelovs is in net, and it's looking good. And then in the last minute, it all falls apart. Nashville scores. The Penguins do come close in overtime then, so they do get a point, but Steven Stamkos eventually wins it.
Steven Stamkos decided he remembered how to play hockey at the worst possible time for the Penguins.
Yeah, absolutely. And he scores the game winner.
Dude, he stinks this year.
Yeah. Though they all stink. There's no good Nashville Predator player, it seems like. Philip Forsberg, I guess, has been okay. But man, this just felt like it's Saturday afternoon. Well, it's getting to the evening, my time at this point. It was a 2:00 face-off. And I felt bad for Shelovs. He played so good in this game.
I know,
and
kicking the
they just kind of kicked it around in the final minute. It ends up in the back of the net. They at least get a point out of all this, but that's a game where you want 2 points. Again, you can't, 1 point you'll suffice, but a game that, man, that would have been nice to get out of there with 2 points.
Yeah, I mean, I was frustrated with this win, with this loss, because it's good to get a point. I'll always take a point over no points, but why give this team even just wax them? They have UC Saros. You mentioned who's their good player. UC Saros is their only good player, I think you could argue, and he hasn't even been up to snuff.
Yeah.
Is Roman Josi ever going to play again?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's in a position where it's is this going to be a long-term trade to the void and never hear from him again kind of situation. But No, I mean, Yossi's gone. He was there, I guess. I mean, he's their captain. He wasn't there. Marchessault has not been himself since leaving. Stamkos is just credit to Tampa. I mean, that was one of those, like, I mean, Stamkos was your franchise for 10, 15 years. And to let him just go was a big gamble. And it works out for them. They make the right decision there. And yeah, Stamkos doesn't get the game winner here, but this is a game where, yeah, I mean, you were that close to 2 points. A team that, okay, we don't quite know what the Penguins are yet, but you're better than the Predators. There's no doubt about that. You're a better.
I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, you're just a better. Like, it's clear now that, like, the Penguins are clearly not a bottom 5 or 10 team in the hockey in the NHL. They're not that bad. They're not Nashville bad, and it's just a game where you're well rested even after the flight at this point. Just go out there and bag skate them for 60 minutes and find a way to put it to get 2 points there, and they couldn't quite do it. And yeah, I mean, it's not one you're going to get mad about, but it's definitely one where you kind of just shake your head like, man, it was right there. It was right there.
It was, man. It was in reach, and you definitely have the firepower. I mean, it sucks. I thought they were going to get one in overtime. I thought that they were, that play before it ended, they were crashing the net, and I thought they were going to try to jam one home, but it goes to Steven Stamkos. Steven Stamkos, he could probably be 10 years older, and if there's one thing he knows how to do, it's shoot the puck, rifle the puck on net, and he just picked a corner, and I mean, they kind of seized that opportunity, so good for them, I guess. But you want 2 points in that situation, and it's a kick in the knackers for Shelovs because it seems that he plays well, but if it goes to overtime, you chalk it up to an L, whether it's the overtime or a shootout. Like, do you agree with that? Does it seem like that's kind of the trend with him?
Well, this is the first time he's lost in overtime, so that was a step up. Shootout, true. He's been absolutely dreadful. There's no, I mean, even on the.
Can you put in the backup for a shootout?
Yeah, you can put in the backup. You can go.
It's like the shootout. You don't put, your sixth defenseman first in the shootout. I think if it goes to a shootout again, you put in whoever's wearing the ball cap that night.
Yeah, because it's not like now. Again, in this game, it would have been Sergei Murashov because Tristan Jarry's out, but they're not. Well, no, I don't know if. The 3 times they lost in a shootout, I think Tristan Jarry was the backup, and which has been like crazy luck that like they've never gone to a shootout with Tristan Jarry yet. It's always been Arthur Shelovs who's just not been good. You think he's 1 for 9 or something like that on shots he's faced in a shootout, which is, I mean, by laws of averages, even like an average to below average goaltender saving at least like 3 or 4 shots on average. In a shootout. He's just been not good. But no, like if this game goes to a shootout and you throw Murashov out there and just be like, just something, do something.
Ooh, now when you say it like that, I guess it makes me realize like if you want Shelovs to grow confidence at all, it's not going to help him.
No, like it would not be a great confidence booster to be like, hey, Arturs, we're going to pull you for this 19 or this 21-year-old kid that we just called up. That wouldn't have been great for the confidence, but it didn't matter in this one because they went to a shootout or they lost in overtime. But yeah, it's just one of those you kind of just let out a little frustration and shake your head like, man, it was right there. It's not like they blew a 3-0 lead. So thankfully that didn't happen, but that's just one that, you'd like to walk away at 2 points against a bad game like that. It wasn't like you were necessarily getting like woefully outplayed or anything either. Like that you hung on and got a point. You just straight up lost.
No, if anything, it was Preds that were pulling that card.
Yeah, but
kind of hanging on there.
But hey, that's what happens. You shake it off. You get a day off. Still in Sweden, you're hanging out, and you get another shot on Sunday. Now this game started at 9 a.m. Eastern, so way early for Snail. Snail, I know you watched it later in the day.
I did. I tried to stay off Instagram, so I didn't see any updates.
But hey, credit the Penguins. They bounce back in a massive way against the Predators, and they finally take it to a team that they are clearly better than. They race out to a 3-0 first period lead, and it's not a situation where they laid back and just killed clock and led the Predators back into it. They limited chances. They did not give the Predators many good looks. They get an empty netter to ice it. But the big story here is he didn't have to be perfect, but he was. And that was Sergei Murashov. First NHL win, first NHL shutout in his second career game. I mean, it's what you expected. Maybe not this quickly, but shutting out NHL teams is not easy for anyone. And he gets it off he gets that marker in his second career start. So big showing from Murashov in this second game.
I was so glad, even if it wasn't a shutout, just some redemption from that first start that he got. But you got to take your licks in the league. You gotta. That's just a part of growing. I thought he looked great. I didn't think he looked out of place at all. It helps when you have a 3-0 lead. You can probably play with you can probably play a little more lax back there. But yeah, man, it's cool. Gino scored like the exact same goal, twice, which was kind of weird. Yeah, I thought they looked great. That was how I imagined game one going. I thought they were going to go in and just kind of wax the Predators in 2 games, come home. Good to see it happen in the second game. Yeah, man, I thought it was a great effort. I love we're getting some of these guys back from injury slowly but surely. And, dude, I was going to say, I don't remember if I asked you this last night or not through text, but what do you think about Dewar playing up there in that first line?
Hey, Connor McDewar. He's been like, since coming over, one of their most reliable players. Like, he's just been a good hockey player, and it's good. It's nice to see guys like that get rewarded for however long it may last. I mean, he's found a way to score goals on a fourth line role. Maybe there's a little bit more there, and you're missing your other surprise. Justin Brazeau has been injured.
He's back. He's coming back though. He's with the team, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got to be close. I mean, having all that time off while injured definitely helped limit how much he was gonna game action he was gonna miss. So hopefully here we see Brazeau back in the lineup soon. But Connor Dewar, he's just been good. He's been good since game one, and he's a guy that has firmly entrenched himself in this lineup right now. And I think you just keep giving him shots up and down the lineup. If he goes cold, just put him on the fourth line, let him grind away down there. But if he's riding a hot hand, hey, stick him with Crosby and Rust or Malkin and Novak, and just see if you can get a few extra goals out of them. And when you're dealing with injuries like that, like they're dealing with right now, you need guys like that to just get hot for a week or two, and it makes a huge difference. So I'm really glad to see Muse have the faith to move Dewar up the lineup rather than try something completely out of the blue. Yeah, give Dewar the reward, get him up there, see if he can get hot for a couple weeks, and ride that until your guys come back from injury.
Dude, I was gonna say it's kind of a Kunitz type player. He's good along the boards and he's physical. He's not as big as Kunitz was. He's not built like Kunitz is, but he's a thick dude. And I was thinking, man, carve out a role in the top 6. Why not? Like with Sid, if you can go get the puck, if you can be just a pain to play against, Sid and Rust can play with. I mean, they're going to do their thing. But if you can go be a hound on the puck and go get it and fish it out in the corners and make hits and create a little space out there, which we know Dewar can do. And he's been playing on the fourth line, not as many minutes, but he's a younger guy. I love the look of it. I like it's such a refreshing take compared to Sullivan, where Dewar it's not, he's not even a lock to be in the lineup every night under a guy like Sullivan.
Yeah.
Where you're seeing him, he's been playing great on that fourth line, and seeing him kind of get a shift with Sid. It's like, I mean, the dude can score. We know he can kind of score. Since he's come to Pittsburgh, he can put the puck in the back of the net. So love to see that. Dude, Mantha he's having a good year too, man. Like, I was going to ask you about that second line with Mantha. They're missing Brazeau. The team's missing Brazeau. Like, they're considerably, like, that guy he's got a little bit of a magic touch that we're kind of learning. But that Mantha dude, like, I mean, he's going to earn himself a contract after this year, whether it's with the Penguins or not. Like, that guy is, if he keeps on pace, it doesn't shut her down like mid-season and kind of ghost on the team. Like, this guy's like, he looks good out there with Gino, man.
Mantha's been, again, the thing with Mantha was, could he stay healthy? That was the big question. And with the injuries, have they racked up to the point where he's no longer effective? That was a big question too. And he's healthy, and he's been one of their more consistent players this year. He's approaching 10 goals already as we wind down November here. So he's playing really good hockey. He's putting the puck in the net. He had really good juju when Brazeau was there, but it seems like him and Malkin are still cooking. And Mantha's been fantastic for the Penguins. Very happy with how he's played. And again, now you're at the point now where when he signed back in July, you're thinking, all right, get healthy, look good, we'll trade you the deadline.
I was thinking maybe he'll get maybe he'll be a third liner.
He could be, yeah. Maybe that was like the best case scenario. He was like,
that's what I mean. Yeah,
he was like an Anthony Beauvillier kind of player, and now all of a sudden, you're looking at like, okay, if this is a team that's going to at least push for a playoff spot, is Anthony Mantha, one, a key part of that, and two, is Anthony Mantha perhaps a key part of a short future here in Pittsburgh? And I will say, like, if you didn't see the news, Adrian Kempe signed long-term with the Los Angeles Kings over the weekend. The free agent class is getting thinner and thinner by the day. So a guy like Mantha, if he keeps playing like this and can stay healthy, puts himself in good position to benefit greatly from a weakened free agent class the longer this keeps rolling along.
Yeah, man, there's going to be like free agency is going to be, there's not going to be anybody.
No, it's going to be like, the big thing's going to be like the trade deadline.
Even then, like, I don't know, that's going to be an interesting one this year. It's kind of been an odd year. It feels like there's not a ton of separators out there. Like, it feels like everyone's kind of got a chance. There's not that many teams that are just like downright bad. Like, I mean, the Predators.
I mean,
probably throw Calgary in there. I mean, there's a handful of teams that are definitely underperforming. The Leafs might be in trouble, man.
The Leafs are, I've already been reading. I read a bunch of stories today that already are like, "Hey, listen, it's time to pack it in. It's over."
Really?
Literally, like, and it's like on Sportsnet. It's not like a bunch of random Twitter accounts like packing in. It's like
it's not my Twitter saying that.
No, it's like actual like media heads are like they're the trend lines for them are. I mean, it's gonna have to turn around soon, and we're running.
Are they entering like must-win territory for games?
Well, they said right now is the easiest part of their schedule. So if they don't, I guess they have a 6-day stretch I saw in January, like after the New Year, where they play Colorado, Utah, Winnipeg, and I can't remember who the fourth team is, but they play those 4 games in a 6-day stretch.
Maybe Edmonton.
It was like might have been Dallas or something like that.
That's not an easy one.
Yeah,
dude.
But it was a brutal stretch. Oh, it's Vegas. Sorry, that's who it was.
Vegas.
Yeah, so like that is still almost 2 months away. But if you keep going at this pace now, that could be your funeral rather than. I mean, we're talking about like pronouncing them on putting them on life support by Christmas if they keep this up.
I mean, Austin Matthews, isn't he injured right now? He's not even like skating.
He is injured. I don't think he's skating. And Anthony Stollarts is also bad. which has not helped.
And he's also hurt too.
Yeah. There was all that like, oh my gosh, the Penguins give Toronto life by letting them come back. They've been worse since then. And
yeah, man, that was, and yeah, that team, I think they have a ton of injuries like that. Dude, the Leafs,
they're battered.
They're battered, which is tough. If you've dug yourself a hole, I mean, yeah. And my whole point regarding this, I mean, we love to pile on the Leafs a little bit here and there, especially me, but aside from a few teams, everyone's kind of sniffing around. You know, a 3-win streak here puts them in a playoff spot. It's kind of an interesting year so far. There's not a ton of just, like the Tampa in the East, at least the Tampas and the Floridas and the Bruins of old. There's no like just anyone really running away with the division. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it's really weird right now. Boston being surprisingly good. Now they had like a 7 or 8 game win streak. Detroit is putting together wins. Montreal is playing good hockey. I mean, they're right there. Very like the playoff pictures are all very weird right now.
I think the Penguins are third in the Metro.
Yeah, Penguins are still in very solid position. The Rangers have won a single game at home. They've won 9 on the road and 1 at home. Remarkably,
that's incredible.
It is pretty incredible. But no, I mean the Penguins they put themselves in good position at this point, a better position than I think anybody would have guessed. They have 24 points. They have
who's ahead of them? Carolina and
Jersey. They have the
Jersey
third best points percentage in.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Purina believes no one should have to make the impossible choice between their own safety and their pets. But nearly half of domestic abuse survivors delay leaving because they can't bring their pets with them. Through the Purple Leash Project, Purina is helping create more pet-friendly domestic violence shelters so survivors and their pets can escape and heal together. Visit Purina.com/purple to learn more.
The all-new 2026 Hyundai Palisade Hybrid doesn't just turn heads. It commands respect. With its stunning exterior, luxurious interior with available captain seats, and spacious third-row seating and equipped with advanced technology, you and the family are making a statement before you even step out. Okay, Hyundai. Visit HyundaiUSA.com to learn more and experience the all-new 2026 Palisade Hybrid today.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
In the East right now, as a whole, they have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're 7th best in the league in terms of points percentage. They have the best power play in the league. They have a top 5.
That's penalty. Wild. I heard that.
They have a top 5 penalty kill.
Those are the markings of a playoff team. Are they going to be buyers at the deadline?
They're clicking off at 34% power play right now, and
if that's sustained through if we're at Christmas and that's sustained, I mean, dude, what do you?
They're at 30. They're at 85, almost 86% penalty kill. They're 4th in penalty kill, 1st in power play. Everything again. I'm not saying it's perfect. The defenses still have moments of we need to maybe shore that up a little bit, but they're just playing good hockey. And you're opening gaps now between some of these teams. You're kind of opening a little bit of gap. Like the Nationals, the Capitals have not had a great start to the season. The Maple Leafs we know are bad. The Sabres are not doing anything. Florida is kind of treading water. Again, I expect Florida to eventually turn around and be Florida at some point. But even out in the West, like Chicago was on fire at one point. They're in a playoff position. Anaheim looks like they are the real absolute deal finally. They look like a team that is going to be a threat all season long.
They look like the early Blackhawks all of a sudden. And
then you have the Avalanche, which are just absolutely tearing a hole through the entire NHL right now. But the Penguins, they're in the discussion, like
they're in
remarkably, and they have opportunities coming up here to continually stack points, like teams that they are either at the level of or better than. This weekend, you have back-to-back with Minnesota, who you already beat soundly this season. You have Seattle on Saturday. Now, Seattle is putting together a good season so far, but I think the Penguins are on the level with a team like Seattle. And then you have next week.
I don't buy Seattle. I don't buy what Seattle's selling.
Well, hey, they're doing what the Penguins are doing at least. I mean, they're putting themselves in position. But then you have Thanksgiving Eve. You have Buffalo. That's a team you should beat. And then Thanksgiving weekend, you have Columbus and Toronto. Like it's all there for the taking. The opportunities for points are aplenty right now. You have the Flyers coming up again in December, just open December. You're going to have opportunities to rack up some points. And the more points you rack up now, the better position you put yourself in for when the schedule does get a little heavy the rest of the way. And that's all I really have to say about that is they have done what they needed to do at this point. Sure, they've given up some points when they shouldn't have, but they're not the perfect hockey team.
They're not a perfect hockey team. And they're not trying to be either. This is the year of growth still. They're trying to,
We thought they were going to be dog shit.
We were talking McKenna, maybe. Gabby McKenna.
And again.
We were like, he's playing at Penn State. He's definitely good. It's just foreshadowing. He's going to be a Penguin.
And technically, even if you make the lottery at any point, even if it's like the last team to miss the playoffs, you have a chance for him. But we were talking they have maybe a top 5 chance of getting Gavin McKenna.
Yeah. Or if it wasn't him, it was that other. There's a defenseman, I think. There's
a couple guys, yeah.
Yeah. But dude, I don't know. If they keep playing like this, I mean, they're going to be in the playoffs, which is crazy to think.
That's insane. That's an insane thought.
Yeah, man. But so they did what they had to do over there in Sweden. Yeah, they could have grabbed an extra point. I would have been much happier with that. But I mean, they put on a show, dude. I mean, all the stars scored for the Penguins.
It was the stars again. I'm sure that the NHL was thrilled that the Penguins superstars showed up and showed out in these games because that's great for promoting. But no, they full on were absolutely on it in these games, and that was huge for the Penguins. When it's like that, you guys are tired. It's a long trip. You need your stars to show up, and they did. Malkin scored twice. Crosby had a goal. Blake Lizotte, I thought, was maybe their best player over 2 games. The goalies played really good. I mean, the goalies gave up on 5-on-5 play. They gave up 1 goal in 2 games. The only other goal they
pretty good.
Yeah, the only other goal they gave up was the overtime goal, a 3-on-3 goal. The Penguins, I thought they played really good. They were close to 4 points out of 4, but I'll take 3 points out of 4 any day of the week. You're going to get got sometimes even by bad teams. But no, I think looking at it, what the Penguins did in Sweden was fantastic. A+.
Yeah. Who do they got next on the schedule? Because they don't play for a couple days. But then they kind of hit the ground running, don't they? All of a sudden, it's kind of game every other 2 days, every other day.
Minnesota and Seattle on Friday and Saturday. And then they actually have 3 days off until Thanksgiving Eve, where they take on Buffalo, and then Black Friday and Saturday Thanksgiving, they play Toronto back home. So yeah, I mean,
are they going a little road trip here?
No, they have
Seattle and Minnesota at home.
Seattle, Minnesota at home, Buffalo at home, Columbus away, Toronto away. And then that Toronto game is the start of a 4-game. No, then after Toronto, they go on a 3-game road trip to Philly, Tampa Bay, and Dallas.
Okay.
December is pretty much every other day, though, with a couple back-to-backs.
And when's the Olympics? Is that February?
February, yeah. So January busy. December and January busy. February, they have a couple games at the beginning and end of the month with the break in between.
Interesting. Okay. Well, just keep doing what they're doing, man. I mean, the young kids they're playing and they're growing, which you love to see. Kindle's an NHL player, man.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. Yeah, Ben Kindle has been. Again, this was a huge experience for him too, getting over there to fly with the team.
Oh, yeah.
Getting to experience that. Kindle he's an NHL player. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. He is in Pittsburgh. He should not leave Pittsburgh. So yeah, big ups for what Kindle's done. He just continues to improve. Nothing I've seen that shows me that or says to me that he is not here for the long haul at this point.
What about Brunicky?
Brunicky is an odd one. I really don't know what to say. I think that he's going to surpass 9 games. He's at 9 games now. But he's the good's still there. It's just more or less going to be what they decide to do in the end. And if it was me, I'd keep him up and let him roll with it. But hey, that's not my final decision, but I would keep him in Pittsburgh.
I think you keep him in Pittsburgh. It just sucks because there's just no, there's a logjam for puck moving right shot defensemen on this team. I mean, you're not gonna sit Letang. No. You're not gonna sit Carlson for the kid to get a game up higher in the kind of in the chart there. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what kind of ends up happening with him. I just don't think you send him back to junior. He's too good for that league.
Yeah, I don't see. I that would not be my preference whatsoever.
When can he go to the AHL? What's that rule? Is it not till next year?
So I did see that if he doesn't play for a certain amount of games, he can go on a conditioning assignment to Wilkes-Barre for 2 weeks.
Oh, that's what Shane Wright did that.
Yeah. So he can't technically be sent down there on an assignment, but he can go down there for a conditioning assignment for it's either 5 games or 14 days, one of the two. So yeah, if he has to not play for maybe through this weekend or something like that, to qualify for that, but he could do it on that basis. He just couldn't be permanently assigned there. But that rule changes next year.
If they didn't have one of Carlson or Letang, do you think he's playing every night or almost every night?
Yeah, I think so. I think if somebody goes down on the blue line, Brunicky's he'll be the first one in.
The last thing I wanted to ask you before we move on here was, dude, that Connor Clifton, I like that player. I like Clifton in that third pair. What have you thought about him, man?
He's been serviceable in what they need him to do.
He just hits everything that moves.
He does hit everything.
They've needed a guy like that for so long.
He does definitely hit just about anything and everything. That is,
he's a wrecking ball out there, man.
Yeah, I like him a ton.
I like the guy. And I always forget they've got Dumba. He played one game out there in Sweden. I kind of forget that they have that guy.
He does exist. He does
exist.
He is still on the team. That is for certain.
Well, yeah, Robbie, I don't know. I don't have too much else other than that, man. That was entertaining stuff. Did you see Forsberg in the ceremony? Peter Forsberg?
Yep.
He gave Sidney Crosby one of his old Easton synergies.
Yeah, he looks good too.
Dude, yeah, man. That guy.
I mean, the Swedes don't age hardly at all, so like it doesn't surprise me that he still looks good. But he looks like he could strap it up and get some minutes in.
Yeah. He could play fourth line.
Yeah, he looks good.
Take a couple face-offs.
He does look really good. He was such a momentous player that he was huge.
He literally has aura. Like when you look at him, he actually does have it. You can see it through the TV. You're like, if you didn't know who he was and you saw him at he wouldn't be at a bus stop. If you saw him at a restaurant, you'd be like, who is that? That's somebody.
Yeah. He doesn't dress he dresses fancy. Like he is dressed to the nines probably every time he goes out.
Not a hair out of place.
Still got the flow, still got the aura, like you said, still has the aura. But good to see him. Him talking to Crosby there. I saw a couple pictures of him talking to Crosby. It had to be a cool moment for all involved. I'm sure Crosby has a lot of memories of old Peter Forsberg growing up.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, they played against each other early on.
Yeah, very early on. Forsberg played with like a broken or a ruptured spleen.
Yeah,
he almost died.
Some of these hockey players are insane, man.
Yeah, I remember that was during like a cup final. I think it was 2001 or something like that. He had to get a spleen taken out like midway through the Stanley Cup final. He missed like the last 3 or 4 games or something like that.
Insane.
Completely insane. Completely psychotic behavior from like most hockey players. Just not right in the head all the time.
It's like when Bergeron had a collapsed lung and Chara had a shattered jaw and he just went back out there with a bubble on.
Yeah. I mean,
insane behavior.
Yeah. I mean, these guys are not normal.
Yeah, that's a good point. When you're a pro athlete like them, you're not a normal person.
No, you can't be.
No, you can't be. It's very
true. I think every pro athlete's a little psychotic. In a way, you have to be. I think it'd be a little crazy to be a pro athlete, but hockey players definitely come off as a special kind of crazy sometimes.
Oh, 100%, man. But yeah, Forsberg, man, cool to see him show up. I thought that was a cool little. He means so much to them out there. It's cool, man. It was an awesome experience. I'm glad that they're back though. I don't know if they're back yet or if they're headed back, but it'll be cool to. There's a bunch of great content that came out from that too. Did you see them trying the pizzas?
Yeah. Yeah, it was really. I thought it was. Yeah, it's always nice to get like a behind the scenes look, and I thought the Penguins did a really good job taking the fans behind the scenes and letting us get a little peek into how they were living life over in Sweden.
Across the pond. Well, Robbie, that's all I got, man.
Well, that's basically all I got as well. Just wanted to catch up and catch up on these games. The Penguins have a few off days here before getting back to it on a Friday with Minnesota. And then Saturday with Seattle, both in Pittsburgh. So, should be a good weekend of hockey. Back home, familiar surroundings. So
back in their beds.
Yeah, that has to be one of the things. I know, like hotel beds can be comfortable, but there's got to be something about your own bed that definitely just feels a little nicer.
Oh yeah, we've all experienced that for sure.
Yeah, but that's all I got. Now, if that's all you got,
that's all I got, man. Nice to catch up and kind of check in on those couple of games, and kind of weird, lots of days in between games there for a little while. But we'll be back to regular scheduled programming here. Looking forward to that.
Absolutely. Soon, hopefully, obviously, especially with the games picking up.
Yep.
More and more here, but well, Snail has nothing more. I have nothing more. So we're going to put a bow on this. The Penguins are back from the Global Series over in Sweden. 2 games against Predators, an overtime loss, and a win. They are back in action on Friday and Saturday this weekend with the Wild and Kraken. But for Snail, I'm Robbie. We'll talk to you guys. Have a good week. Stay warm wherever you're at.